Hey, hey there. Mind the gap. If you want to go from time starved, overworked, overwhelmed to having a law practice that is joyful, worry free, and very productive, you have to mind the gap. Now, what does that mean exactly? Minding the gap means that you want to go from your current state to your desired state. You want to go from being stressed and overworked to having a law practice that really works for you. Now, how do you do that? This is the first step that you take in the 5 steps to having a law practice in life that you've always dreamed about. You have to define what's currently going on with you and your law practice right now. Now, that can seem like a daunting task, particularly if you're the kind of lawyer who doesn't necessarily think about yourself, think about your needs, or focus on how you'd like things to be. Probably nobody has asked you what you would like your law practice to be like. So it's a brand new question for you. But that doesn't mean that you can't answer that question. I'm here to help you do that right now. So, one way that you can think about mining the gap is being very clear about what is happening right now, first in your law practice and then in your life. And that means taking a look at things that just aren't working. Now, I know that can be challenging because really, who wants to look at things that might make you feel embarrassed or unhappy or that you've been struggling to change for a while and you just haven't had either the time or the accountability to get it done? That doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just means that you have to try again. And so that's why you're here now to really focus on what's going on now so you can figure out that and then figure out how to change it, how to transform your life. So the first thing I want you to do is to get out a piece of paper and to fold it into fours. Remember when you were a kid and you did like paper origami, kind of like that. We're going to look at what you do on a weekly, monthly, quarterly, and daily basis in your law practice to see where you're spending your time. So you're going to fold that piece of paper in four, and on each corner, I want you to write daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly. Then in each quadrant, I want you to write all the tasks that you do on a daily basis, all the tasks you do on a monthly basis, all the tasks you do on a quarterly basis. Did I forget? Daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, right? Write down each one of those. And then for all those tasks, once you've gotten them all written down, write a little X mark next to each task that you really just hate doing. Like you would be so glad if somebody came along and took that off your plate. When you're finished this short assignment, which takes less than 5 minutes, you'll have a pretty good picture of what your day looks like, what your week looks like, what your month looks like, and what your quarter looks like. Here's what I'm betting. I'm betting that you discover that your day and your week are totally slammed, that you have no time to do anything. And guess what? You'd be in good company because according to the most recent legal trends survey, most lawyers out of an 8-hour day spend about 1.6 hours on billable tasks. That means that you have so much more productivity that you can add back to your law practice. And when you do that, you will be adding back the opportunity to increase your income. So your first exercise is to create what I like to call your accountability list or your damn it list. It's that piece of paper divided in 4 quarters that tells you what you've been doing with all your time and lets you figure out the things that you want to begin to change so that you can make your law practice joyful and worry free. So this is Dina Eisenberg, your host for the challenge. I'd love to hear your answers. So be sure to hop into our Facebook group and share because somebody else is definitely going to be inspired by what you write. And I want to see what you write so I can help you make those changes. Signing off, this is Dina Eisenberg saying, be intentional.